Hello, welcome to How to Love Successfully. This is a podcast for female leaders who are looking for that loving connection and making their love life as much of a success as their careers have been. Here we talk about dating successfully and creating a loving relationship. I am your host, Dr. Kovanen. I'm a registered psychologist and a conscious dating coach. For the past 15 years, I have been working with individuals and couples and help them with their relationships. I share from my personal experiences of dating. I share my observations from working with clients about what makes relationships successful and how to find the right person for you. I would love to invite you to follow this podcast to get notified of the new episodes and join my email list. You will find the link in the show notes to get dating tips and notifications of any new materials. But now let's go into this episode. Are men scared of strong women? I love this topic. I'm so excited to be talking about this with you today. So you are a strong female leader and you are looking for a loving long-term relationship. And you've been dating out there and maybe you've started to even question that, is there something about you being a strong, focused woman that puts men off perhaps when you are on dates? And you've got so much to offer, but you just feel that these men don't want this. And maybe you start to really question that. So what does even being strong mean? And in this context, often what we mean is about a woman who is perhaps quite career focused and who goes after her goals, maybe quite outspoken, and really focused in many ways is classical type A, someone who is organized and is on getting what she wants. And you may be quite self-sufficient. When we start thinking about these questions, just to say as a caveat, that of course I am not a man, I'm a woman, but I have worked with men in my therapy clinic for the past 15 years or so. And I understand about the human needs and what it takes in relationships. Here I share my observations from my clinical work and working with both male and female dating coaching clients. So what we need to understand about dating dynamics, that there are two really important things to consider. And first of all, let's talk about emotional safety and then we'll talk about energies. So when we think about emotional safety, our brain is still very much the same as it was for those our ancestors who lived in caves. And we respond to both emotional danger and physical danger very much in the same way. And our brain doesn't distinguish between physical or emotional danger. We have this need to feel safe. And whilst we have this drive to connect, we have also this need to feel safe. So when you are on a date, and this goes for both of you, for the man and for you too, both of you want to feel safe. And what makes you feel safe is that it is comfortable being in that person's company. Our bodies are constantly looking for cues for safety and danger. And depending on your earlier experiences in relationships and all of that kind of stuff, all of that is all stored in your body. And so for the man who comes on the date with you, there's of course that is there too. Emotional safety, but that is for you too. Emotional safety. So what we need to understand also is there are these energies that we bring to relationships. The other things is that opposites attract. So this doer, provider, leader energy, and then this being present, receiver energy. There are various different ways of describing it, whether it's that more masculine energy, feminine energy, and so on. But I like to call this interplay of these energies as this doer energy, leader energy, provider energy. And then on the other hand, when someone's providing, someone needs to receive, even though that might take in turn. But someone needs to be on the receiving end, receiver, being more intuitive, being more present, focused. To being and doing. To do these energies and come to your dating situations and relationships. So these dynamics and these energies attract each other. With this doer energy, of course, comes the energy and action. And with this receiver being energy comes this calmness. Now let's think about the two of you. So if you are looking for a man who is this more of a naturally in the leader type of energy, someone who is more of a provider, even if even the word provider can trigger many women these days, saying, I don't need a provider. And of course, as a woman who has achieved so much in her life, you don't necessarily need someone. But when we come to relationships, we need to understand that we can't bring the same work energy into our relationships. Because if there are two people who are in the leader, provider, doer energy, what does that create? That creates competition. And competition is not very sexy. Competition it all goes back to evolution. We think about it, competition was for those males fighting over the attention of that female. And yes, we might say, okay, we have evolved so much, and we have, but some of these basic needs are still within us, in our psychobiology. Because at the end of the day, this is how humans have survived and kept on having families. And the modern society is very different, and that's where it becomes so confusing. But so let's think about it, that if you are in your doer energy, which would be the leading at work, you are leading, you are doing, you are getting stuff done. And if you take that energy to your dating scenarios, then if there is a man who naturally is in that leading role, that creates competition and friction. And that's not very sexy. If you are looking for a man who is not in the leader position or who in that energy, then that is absolutely fine, because then you balance it out. But what happens often, I've seen, is that women who are very much in their doer energy all the time, they do attract this guy who loves it because she does it all. He doesn't need to contribute much. But she often gets very frustrated with that, because he is then there on the sofa watching TV, and she gets frustrated with that. So just bear with that in mind. For men, this being in the doer and provider role is psychobiologically, evolutionarily determined. They get dopamine hits for pursuing women and providing. They get dopamine hits even more if they try to pursue a woman who is not straight away being swayed by his charm. And if she is a high status woman, someone who respects herself, someone who has a healthy self-esteem, and healthy self-esteem is about loving yourself regardless of your imperfections, loving yourself with warts and all, and treating yourself with loving compassion. So when she is in this high status state, and if he pursues her and she is expecting certain standards from him and is not straight away swayed by his charm, then he gets even more rewards. And that lets him believe and communicate to him that there's something special, that she regards him as being something special. Because if she had straight away thought that he was the bee's knees, even when he hasn't given anything to the process, then she could be doing that with anyone. If you then very quickly go and have physical intimacy, have sex with someone, that confuses it all. And I'll talk in other episodes a lot about that and dating. Have you got a dating dilemma? Are you wondering what is stopping you from finding love? If you haven't heard yet, I have free 30-minute dating clinic consultations available every month. And during these meetings, I will ask you specific questions to help you to figure out what is stopping you from finding love. You will leave with clarity and a plan how to move forward in finding love for you. You can find me details in the show notes, and I would love to see you there. Let's go now back to the episode. Let's go back to the original question of, are men scared of strong women who lead at work? It is not about being scared of strong women. Men are not scared of strong women. In fact, many men they want their partner to be someone who has views and who is determined, who has goals in life. But when we are talking about choosing a partner for life, what we are thinking about is that we want to feel safe, we want to feel seen, and for men, biologically, they want to provide whatever form that takes. They want to be useful. And perhaps that is the tool that they have. It's not about being scared of strong women. It's about choosing someone where you feel comfortable. If you are looking for someone who really shows up in a relationship, provides, who considers you, who thinks about you, who wants to do things for you, because that leaves him feeling good. And he gets reward for helping you out. If you are always in your do mode, there's no room for a man. And often what I notice also is that women go into their do mode when they're not feeling comfortable enough, if their nervous system is not regulated enough for them to be able to just go and let's stick back and let's enjoy the moment. Women often go into this very strong role and doing things when they are internally perhaps neglecting themselves. If you are allowing yourself to lean back and give yourself a moment and allow him to lead, that can help you to feel protected and safe. He's taking care of you, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with you as a modern, strong female leader saying that I want someone to look after me. How lovely it is When you have a good partner who says, I've got you, babe. I've got you. I've got you. Whatever it is. But if you are always so self-sufficient, that is a protection. It is a barrier. I can't let someone in. I can't let someone in because what if I get hurt? And of course, that is a risk in life, in relationships, that we might get hurt. So that's why the selection process is so important. And you might say, but I do let people in, but it takes time. The trouble with modern dating is that it is so fast. You don't have that time. You go and you meet someone, and really it's about the initial meeting. How does it go? Do we feel comfortable enough with each other? Or does it feel like she is so busy in her head? She's got such a busy life, or maybe she doesn't give much away because she's quite guarded and worries about getting hurt. The impression that leaves for him is, okay, I think she's too busy. There's no room for me. And then he draws the conclusions based on this very brief moment in time. It's not about changing yourself in any way at all. But if you really want to meet someone who is that leader, someone who takes control of situations and leaves you feeling protected and safe, then you need to let go of some of that control, which has perhaps been a protective mechanism, and help you to keep your life in order and safe. It's about leaving that work mode at work. And when you go on the dates, you really need to tune in to the more relaxed side of you. This is, of course, very difficult many times for women who are so used to being in that doer, leader, provider mode for various reasons. So then it means that you need to start working on that even before you go on dates. You need to start focusing on building a healthy self-esteem. And it is a daily practice. Various life experiences have contributed, of course, to that. But it is a daily practice of watching out how to speak to yourself, treating yourself with the same kindness and loving attention as you would speak to your best friend. Accepting yourself with all parts, with warts and all, and treating yourself with loving kindness and compassion. When you have a daily practice of maintaining that healthy self-esteem, and you're also aware that if you go straight from work to a date, you need to shift gears. But often what happens is on the date, you're feeling nervous because you're worried about how is he going to be another one who is going to reject me? And then you're already a little bit on guarded. And he doesn't have a chance to see who you truly are and the potential two of you could have. So whilst we could say, okay, he needs to make me feel good and calm, there's only so much he can do. Of course, it could be that he's not the right person at all, but there's only so much he can do because it all starts from you feeling so good within yourself and having that healthy self-esteem that is not based on your appearance. It is not based on your achievements. It is not based on your abilities to do certain things, but it is really, truly going back to your essence as a human and loving yourself as a beautiful person you are, with warts and all. When you date from that place, then you go on a date where the outcome doesn't matter. You arrive as you, and you're able to engage from a place of being present and showing even a more playful side of you. It is so super attractive. Going back to the questions, are men scared of strong women? No, they're not. They're not scared. And like I said, many even want that woman who is driven, who is passionate about things. But it's also about, in your relationships, being able to be present, being able to go into you, who you truly are as a human, without your achievements. And you two meeting from that place where you are so comfortable with each other, you're able to share your insecurities and being vulnerable. But it takes work first to be in that place yourself, so that you're not going on the dates with these guards and these masks. And this is what I help my clients with, because it all starts from you. And if you really truly want to find someone who is amazing and build a beautiful relationship together, then come and let's talk. You can book my free 30-minute dating coaching consultation, and we'll figure out, what is it really stopping you from finding love? I would love to hear from you and work with you and help you to find love, amazing love that you truly deserve, because there is someone out there for you. But are you open to love? Right. If you learn something new, please leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. That way other women like you can hear about this and learn, and also build a beautiful relationship with them. And please remember, give yourself the love you want first, and then you will attract the right person and the right relationship. Bye for now.